Hi, and in today's Microsoft Word tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this personalised family gift with all the tools and tricks you need to fully customise it, change the colours, change the font, and produce a really lovely gift for somebody. So let's get started. So the first thing you need to decide is what orientation you want your page in for your project. So I'm going to turn mine around to landscape. So I need to go up to the Layout tab, across to the Orientation tab, click on the drop down and select Landscape. Once I've done that, I'm going to start to enter the artwork. I'm going to go up to the Insert tab. I'm going to go along to Icons. If you don't have icons, you can use Clip Art, and then you'll see this menu appears on the right hand side. I'm going to go along to the search bar and just insert the word feet. And then I'm going to click on this icon here and go down and select Insert. Now, once you've inserted your artwork, you may or may not be able to move it. So all I need to do is make sure I'm on the Graphics Format tab, go along to the Wrap Text icon, click on the drop down and select In Front of Text. Now, in order to use these feet in the way I want to, I'm going to have to break them up. And the way I do that is, again, make sure I'm on Graphics Format and then go to the Convert to Shape icon here. Once I've done that, I can now click on each shape of the foot individually. In order to just select one foot, I need to highlight all the different elements of one foot and copy and paste it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on the first toe, I'm going to hold my Command or Control key down on my keyboard and go ahead and select each element of the foot. Then I'm going to go to Command or Control C, Command or Control V to paste my foot. So without touching it, I'm going to make sure I'm on Shape Format. I'm going to go along to the Group icon, click on the drop down and select Group. And that has made all of those elements one group, and now I just have one foot on its own. And now what I'm going to do is just simply delete this icon here. This shape has two parts to it. It has an internal colour and it also has a border. So if I go up to Shape Format, go along to Shape Fill, if I click on the drop down, I can select any colour I like and the inside of that foot will change. If I go to Shape Outline and click black, you can see that now I have an outline around my foot. All of these can be changed in terms of its colour, and the line can also be changed to look like it's been sketched. The important thing is to get these sketches as you want them before we begin to duplicate them, which means we don't have to continually do it over and over again. So I'm not too worried about the colour because I can change that quite easily, but I will ensure that I've got the outline just as I want it. So once I've inserted my outline, it doesn't matter about the colour. You can go up and select any colour you like. If you can't see the colour that you want, you can go down here to More Outline Colours. And then you can just simply use your colour wheel to select the colour of your choice. Once you've done that, you can go to Shape Outline. I'm just going to zoom in slightly so that you can see this. If you go to Shape Outline, you can see there's this icon here that says Sketched. This will allow you to change the line around your foot to a slightly more sketch look, and you can select from all of these different options. So if I click on the first one, you can see there's a slightly more wavy look to it. And then the second one is a slightly more clunky look to it with some slightly sharper bends on it. And then the final one looks like this. So it's completely up to you which you choose. Once you've selected your sketch, you can ensure you're on Shape Format and then go along to this icon called Format Pane. Then you'll be presented with this dialog box here. On the bucket icon here, you've got fill and line. Fill refers to the inside of your shape, and line refers to the border. Now all I'm going to do here is change the thickness of this black line. Now it's currently at 2.6, which is this row here, and I'm just simply going to highlight that and type in 1.5. Once I'm happy with the shape of my foot and the outline, all I'm going to do is copy and paste it. So Command or Control C, Command or Control V, and then just duplicate it. Then I'm going to go up to Rotate, which is again on the Shape Format tab. Click on Rotate, and I'm going to flip it horizontally. And that just flips that foot round. And then in order to ensure they're both in line, I'm just going to slightly move it a little bit closer. I'm going to select the left foot, hold my Command or Control key down and select the other foot. And then I'm simply going to go to Align, click on the drop down, and I'm going to align to top. And all that will ensure is that my shapes are lined up perfectly at the top. Now what I'm going to do is just insert the highlight to this foot. So I'm going to go up to Insert, Shape, click on the drop down, and then I'm going to insert this moon shape here. I'm just going to click and drag. And then whilst it's highlighted, I'm on the Shape Format tab. I'm going to go along to Shape Fill, click on the drop down and select white, and then Shape Outline, and I'm going to select a dark grey. Just zoom in. And then once again on the Shape Outline tab, I'm going to go along to this sketched icon and select this sketch line there. Just going to check off, and then all I'm going to do is just to move that to where I want it, make it a little bit bigger or smaller. And then I can use this small circular icon at the top here to slightly rotate it if I want to. If you do make a mistake, just press the Command or Control key with the Z key and it will take you back one step. Now it's quite important to get this right because of course we're going to go ahead and copy and paste this, so make sure you get this absolutely right and how you want it. As I say, don't worry about the colour because we can change that later, but the basis of the alignment and the highlight. Once you've done that, we're going to group everything together. So we can select the highlight, Command or Control key, select the foot, the other foot, go to Shape Format, go along to this icon here that says Group, click on the drop down and select Group. Once you've done that, you can see that you can move the entire selection around as one. Then all I'm going to do is simply copy and paste Command or Control C, Command or Control V, Command or Control V, Command or Control V. So all we need to do now is just go along and reduce the size of the feet according to family members. So if this was another parent, if you click on the corner tab and hold the Shift key down, the dimensions of the image won't change. For example, if I just grab the top, then obviously you can see that the feet become very short. So you need to grab the corner, hit the Shift key, and then just drag. And then again with this pair, click, hold the Shift key, and drag, click, hold the Shift key, and drag. Now you want to ensure all of these are lined up. So we roughly need to space them out round about the spacing that we want. Now if you're going to go ahead and frame this, just ensure there's enough room just around the edge to pop it in the frame. And again, if you want a mount, then obviously you're going to need enough room for the mount to go around the edge. So I'm going to roughly place the feet where I want to. Then I'm going to hold the Command or Control key down, select all of my feet. I'm going to make sure I'm on Shape Format, go along to the Alignment tab, click on the drop down, and I'm going to click Distribute Horizontally. That means there will be an equal distance between each set of feet. And now I want to align them to the bottom, so all the heels should be in line. So again, go up to Alignment and Align to Bottom. Now it's about choosing the colours. Now I've always really struggled with the colour palettes for my projects, so I've started to use the colour palettes on Pinterest. So if we just go to Pinterest, I've inserted up here 4 colour palette colour schemes, but you can just put in colour palette schemes if you want to. So as you can see, Pinterest will give you a huge range of different colour palettes to choose from. And for this particular project, I chose this one. So all I did was take a screenshot, and on a Mac that's Command or Control, Shift and the number 4. And then just take a screenshot. Then if we just go back to our project, then I'm going to Insert, Picture, from File, Screenshot, Insert. Okay, once I've got my screenshot in, I'm just going to go up to Wrap Text and click in front of text. And then I can just move that around. Then what I do is click on the set of feet that I want, go up to Shape Format, go down to Shape Fill, and then go down to More Fill Colours. And here you'll have your colour wheel, but you'll also have this eyedropper tool here. Click on it and then move across to your colour palette, and as I move across it, you see that the circle changes according to which colour I'm hovering over. So I'm going to go ahead and select my colour choice, and as you can see, the colour has now come into this square here, and just click OK. Now the mistake I've made here is I've also coloured in my highlight. So if I go back one step and then I go to Group, we're on the Shape Format tab, go to Group and select Ungroup. Okay, now I'm just going to click off my feet, and then all I'm going to do is select my left and right foot, click Group, and then I'm going to go back up to Shape Fill. My colour's already there, you can see the green, and I'm just going to click on it. And there you have the feet coloured with the highlight remaining white. And I'm going to do that again to this set. Just go up and select Ungroup, click off, select the left and right foot by holding the Command or Control key down, and then go along to Group, and then Shape Fill. Now, I've previously selected all my colours here, but again, go to More, Fill Colours, use the eyedropper tool, select Colour, click OK. And then just keep going with the next 2. Okay, once you're finished, then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to regroup all the highlights. Then I'm just going to get rid of my colour palette by pressing Delete. And then just so that we've got all this now as one complete element, I'm going to highlight all of the feet, go up to Shape Format, click on Group and select Group. And now I can move them all around as one complete element. The next thing we're going to do is just pop in the line at the bottom, and then we'll put in the names. So the way I've chosen to do this is to go to the Insert tab, go along to Shapes, click on the drop down and go along to this icon here which says Curve. Now the way in which you use this tool is to simply click, take your mouse off, click again, click again, click again, click again, and just keep going, just so that you're not making a perfect line. And then when you get to the end, instead of just clicking, double click. Now my line currently is blue, so I'm going to go up to Shape Format, click on the drop down and select dark grey. And then again I'm going to go over to the Shape Format box here. Now if it doesn't appear, again make sure you're on Shape Format and go along to Format Pane. And then I'm going to go down to Width, and then I'm going to use the arrows here. Just increase the size of that line till I'm happy. And then just click off and have a look at the line. Now if you're not happy with the line, there's a really useful tool to adjust the line so that it meets the bottom of the heels. If you click on your shape, go to Shape Format, go along to Edit Shape, click on the drop down and select Edit Points. Once you do that, you can see that this red line comes up with the black outline and all these black dots appear. Now all you need to do is just click on one of the squares and just slightly move it up to the heel, and then it will change the curve of your line to ensure that it meets the heels of the feet. You can also add points. If you hover over the line, your cursor will change to a cross. Just click and then drag and you can change the line. Once you're happy, just click off and you can see the result of your line. And then what we're going to do is we're going to join those into the group. So I'm going to select my feet and hit the Command or Control key and hit the line. Go to Shape Format, along to Group and select Group. And there we have one complete group. Now we're going to go along and we're going to insert some text. So I'm going to Insert, I'm going to go to Word Art, and I'm just going to select this icon here. Now I'm going to enter my text. I'm going to highlight it by clicking Command or Control A. Then I'm going to go to the Home tab. And here on this font element you can choose exactly what you want in terms of the colour, the size and the font. So I'm going to click on the fonts and I'm going to go down to Cat's Eye, and then I'm going to go to Font Colour, click on the drop down and I'm going to select dark grey. Now currently there is a small shadow on this text as a default, so I'm going to go to the Format Shape options, make sure I'm on Text Options, and I'm going to go to this A in the centre here, Text Effects. You will be presented with this menu here. Click on the shadow, go across to Presets, click on the drop down and select No Shadow. Then just make any adjustments you want to. I'm just going to enter 40. I'm just going to click off that to see how it looks. Now I really like this text, but I feel that the characters are a little bit close together. So a little trick for just extending the spacing between the characters is just to highlight your text, Command or Control A, right click, go down to Font, and you have this dialog box which will appear. It may appear with font highlighted, but you need to go to the Advanced section here. Then in this section here you need to go to Spacing, click on the drop down and click Expand. And I'm going to expand mine by 1.5 and click OK. I'm just going to roughly move it into the centre. I'm not worrying about the alignment too much at the moment because we'll go ahead and align it later. So the next thing is to put the line underneath this text. And again, go to Insert, Shapes and down to the curve again. And exactly the same way, we're just going to put a slightly curved line under here. So it's not perfect. And then again, once it's highlighted, go to the shape outline. I'm going to click dark grey, and then over here again to width, increase the size until I'm happy, and then just check off that. Now if I just zoom in, then I can see that this line isn't great at the end, so I'm just going to delete that, and then I'm going to insert it again. And then just increase the size once again. And if I just click off, I'm just going to move it down with my arrow key. I'm just going to extend it out a little bit, move it down. I'm just going to increase the size of that line just a little bit more. Now before we group this, I'm just going to make a copy of the text by selecting the text box, copy and paste, just move that down, and then I'm just going to group both the text and the line, and then we can move that round. Then we're going to go down to this box at the bottom, click inside the box, Command or Control A, and then just enter the first name. Okay, so let's just zoom out, and we just need to decide on whether these names are big enough or small enough, and to make sure they're the right font for our project. So I'm happy to leave them on that font, but depending on the length of the names that you're going to choose will depend on how big you decide the font needs to be. So I'm just going to reduce mine down slightly, click inside the box, Command Control A. I'm just going to use this decrease font size tool here, and I think maybe we'll go to 30. Once I'm happy, select the box and then just copy and paste 3 times. And then just go ahead and change all the names in the boxes. Click inside, highlight, and change the name. Now once you're happy, just try to line up the names exactly where you want them under the feet. We will go and accurately line them up in a second, but just try to get them roughly where you want them. So once you've roughly got them in the right place, just click on the feet and you need to ungroup them. And at the moment it's ungrouped the line. Click on the feet again and ungroup again. And then we can go ahead and just line up all the names with each set of feet. So if I click on this set of feet, Command or Control, and click on this one, you can see that these 2 centre lines don't quite line up. So if we go up to the alignment tool and select Align to Centre, then you can now see that's nicely lined those 2 up. And again, go ahead and do exactly the same to each element. Again, they're not lined up. Align to centre. And now, although they're all lined up to the centre of the feet, they may not be lined up at the bottom. So again, let's just go along, highlight all the names, go to the alignment tool and align to bottom. Perfect. Now once you've got all of these elements exactly where you want them, then it's quite important just to group them, because occasionally you can find that you can nudge things and then you've got to go back and sort it all out. So I'm just going to highlight everything, the feet, the line and the names. And then I'm going to go up to the group icon again and group them together. And now you can see you've got one complete element. And then now what we need to do is to line up these 2 elements. So click on the feet, Command or Control, click on the text at the top for the title, go to the alignment and click Align to Center. So these two elements are now perfectly lined up. Now you need to look at the spacing between the two, because we will eventually join these as one group. So if you're happy with the spacing, we can move everything down. But if you're happy with the spacing between the title and the feet, just simply click on them both again, go along to Group and select Group. And now we can move the entire section around. Then if we just zoom out, you can see your final project here. But just to ensure that this whole element is perfectly aligned, make sure on the Shape Format tab, and go along to this icon here that says Position. Click on the drop down and select this center icon here. And that means that this element here is now perfectly in the center of your page. Now this is a little bit too low for me, so I'm not going to move it left or right because it's perfectly in the middle. But what I will do is just use my arrow key just to move the whole picture up. And then I'm just going to click off, and I'm happy with that final project. So all you need to do now is to go ahead and pop that through the printer, frame it, and give it somebody as a lovely gift. I hope that's given you a great project to get on with. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. If it has helped, please subscribe and have a great day.